You stand in the living room with your phone in your hand, reading the message that confirms the visit. Assessment booked. Time window given. Everything feels under control. The storm is over. The roof leaked. Water came in. You've reported it. This is the part where things move forward. You're calm because this is familiar. Storm damage is covered. Everyone knows that. The assessor arrives a few days later, polite, professional. They look up at the ceiling, take photos, step outside, glance at the roofline. You walk them through what happened. Heavy rain, wind, water where it shouldn't be. You've replayed it enough times that the story feels solid. Then they ask one question that doesn't sound dangerous at all. Had you noticed anything like this before? That's when the ground shifts. Not dramatically, not enough to argue. Just enough to make the answer matter more than the damage. You say you might have seen a mark once. You're not sure. It didn't seem urgent. Nothing like this had happened before. They nod. They write something down. From that moment on, the assessment isn't about the storm. It's about history. You still assume you're covered. This is just process. The assessor leaves. You wait for confirmation. In your head, the worst part is already behind you. The message that comes back doesn't mention the storm much at all. It talks about condition, about what was already there, about how the water came in, not just that it did. The damage is acknowledged. The timing is not. What looked like sudden impact is now described as something that found an existing weakness. The coverage you were certain applied now depends on how the damage is being described. Nothing about the roof has changed, only the story attached to it. This happens with cars too. After a collision that didn't look serious at the time, you report it. You get checked. Everything seems straightforward. Then the assessment happens. Photos, measurements, a note about alignment, a comment about wear. Later, you're told the damage can't all be linked to the incident you reported. Some of it existed already. Some of it developed over time. The impact didn't cause everything. It revealed it. The accident still happened. It just no longer explains enough. Or it's a medical claim. Treatment approved in principle. Then an assessment. Records reviewed. Questions asked about symptoms you didn't think were connected. Something noted that shifts the timeline. The care isn't denied outright. It's reframed. The coverage you assumed was automatic now depends on when something really began. Assessments don't feel like decisions. They feel like verification, a neutral step, a box to tick. You cooperate because cooperation feels safe, because accuracy feels like protection. But assessments don't confirm events. They reinterpret them. What you believed was covered was the outcome, the water, the damage, the pain, the impact. What the system recognizes is a version of events that fits its structure. And the assessment is where that version is chosen. No one accuses you of doing anything wrong. No one suggests you were careless. The shift is quieter than that. The loss is still real. It's just no longer the right shape. By the time you understand this, the assessment has already done its work. The language is set. The explanation is locked. What felt like a formality turns out to be the moment everything was decided. You didn't lose cover because of the storm. You lost it because of how the storm was understood. And the most unsettling part is why this catches people off guard. You trusted the assessment because you trust verification. You trust that if something is obvious, it will stay obvious under scrutiny. But here, scrutiny narrows reality. The coverage didn't disappear when the assessor arrived. It disappeared when certainty met interpretation. And the moment you felt safest, when everything was being checked, was the moment the protection you relied on quietly changed its mind.